we welcome in here once again to Sactown Sports. They've been on the show before, of course.
Yep.
We got Barbara and Nico, Rust, Sign Lady, and Mr. Sign
Mr.
Lady,
Sign, Mrs.
Yeah, or Sign Man. What do you refer to yourself as, Nico?
Nico.
Yeah,
right?
Nico. There we go. Yeah. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in. You excited about the new direction of things right now, or what do you make of where the Kings are after that tumultuous year last year? Any idea what to make of any of it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm being patient.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my question for you is, we got some new players, Neek, Max, my guy Dennis Schroeder. When do you guys start formulating? When do you start formulating the sign you're going to create for the new players?
We get that question a lot.
Oh, okay.
It won't happen until we watch them play.
Really?
Because part of the sign process is getting to know the player and something about them that's kind of unique and gives us the idea for what we're celebrating. It's always got to be something positive that we notice about them that's different.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever end up with signs that for whatever reason you don't ever use? Make a sign and then there's something like it's not appropriate anymore, or you just never bring it out? You ever have signs that don't make it to
I think
stage?
there's been a few signs that kind of got put away because they might have disappeared before we even had a chance to hold it up.
Hey.
Well, some signs are kind of situational, so
Yeah.
they're meant for like a one game,
Yeah.
maybe 2 games, but sometimes one. We try to make one for every player that lasts for the season, but sometimes it's a one and out deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nico, you guys ever get stopped at the front gates? No, we're not letting that in. Or at this point, we getting in no matter what. Like if I tried to walk through with some signs or, a fan, do they just let anybody in, or you guys got privilege now?
We literally cannot walk through the front door with our signs.
Really? Do I need to know how you get them in, or?
Well, no, when the place opened, that was our first thought is, we can't bring signs anymore.
Yeah.
Because they were saying all the signs have to be this size or whatever. And so we talked with the head of security, and he's like, she's a Hall of Famer. She's bringing her signs. So you're going to enter through this spot.
Ooh.
So we have to go through
a different entrance.
Entrance.
Okay.
How did the whole thing start? What was your first sign? Whatever prompted you to come up with bringing signs to the games?
We talked about that a little bit today about the first. There were a very few first signs up until a certain point. One was Lionel Simmons. He made this beautifully illustrated train sign, and there were a few more. I had a thing about the animal Michael Smith, and so we made one for him. Just a couple here and there, but it really took hold with Chris Webber.
Really?
And that's a story.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got time here. I'd love to hear that story.
So why don't you do that one?
It's all C Webb's fault.
Yeah, he really started it.
Well, when he first came here, you're well aware that there was kind of people not happy with him because he missed the first practice and so on. And so she
took him a while to get on board, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Which,
sure,
it wasn't a big surprise, I think, to people, but some people weren't happy about that. So she decided right away, we need to make a sign to welcome him, to say, hey, we're glad you're here and we're happy to have you. So we made the first sign for him. She held it up at the first game we went to, and he came up to her at the end of the game, just walked right up to the, where we used to sit on the end of the court, and kind of just called her over and talked to her for a good 2 minutes straight, just him and her face to face, saying
eye to eye contact. And there were kids all over the place screaming, they wanted an autograph, blah, blah, blah. He was totally
locked in, huh?
Are you willing to share with us what he said? I mean, maybe it was just between you and he, but
no, he said, thank you very much for doing that. I really appreciate it. He had been taking a tremendous amount of criticism from the local press,
Mhm.
maybe radio shows,
Mhm,
and I thought, well, this isn't good. This is not how you start in Sacramento.
hmm
And I told him, we have to do something about this.
hmm
We got to make sure he feels somebody wants him here. So that was the beginning.
So then she realizes from that conversation, we can make a difference with players.
Mm.
We can send them messages. They're going to see it. And she knew how much it meant for him. So that's when it started. Okay, I'm going to make so-and-so a sign. I'm going to make so-and-so a sign. And then it just kind of snowballed. From
Was that, as Nico and Barbara Rust, of course, was that at all a surprise that players, Chris Webber, the 1st one, actually started responding to what you were doing?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
And that particular team, that Weber team, you're very familiar how wonderful that whole era was. They were totally into it. According to Chris, when they came out of the tunnel and turned around and started to warm up, they were looking for me to see what I was holding that night. And it almost became a contest. It's like, who's getting the sign tonight?
Oh, wow.
Mm.
And they, he told us they loved it. They were looking for that.
Mm-hmm.
So we found out for them, it was a big deal. There was a sign for everybody on that team.
Mm.
Now, we didn't know that while it was happening. He told us this after he was done playing.
Okay.
I see. Yeah.
How do you guys decide which signs to bring? Do you bring one? Do you bring some for the whole team that night? How does that go? Take me through a pregame, if you will, before you guys hop in the car and head into Sacramento for the game.
It's an experience.
Really? And do you always agree on which sign to bring? Or?
No, not always. In the old days, the old arena, we used to use thinner signs, so we could fit like 35 of them in our sign case.
Okay.
So we could throw lots of them in
Yeah.
there. We could bring one for every player plus situational stuff, and that's why everyone was like, "Oh my God, she has a sign for everything." How does she know that's going to happen? It's like people think we bring like one sign and we just got lucky and
Right.
It's like, no, we're ready for pretty much anything. But now we use much thicker boards,
Yeah.
so we can only fit probably 14 in the case, maybe.
Only 14.
Yeah. We got more with Nico and Barbara Rust, sign lady. And Nico, you got any questions for him? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 as we're venturing down memory lane. We've already found out a lot about the whole sign lady process, and we got more to come here with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports. Drive Guys. Oh, and what a pair we have with us today in studio. We have Barbara Rust, Nico Rust, that's sign lady, of course, and they're sharing the history of the signage at Kings games, and they've literally brought scrapbooks.
Yeah.
It's incredible going through these. And I know before we went to break, Drapes, you had just asked Nico a question, and he wasn't really able to answer before I
cut him off.
Before I rudely cut him off. But you were wondering how they decide which signs to bring.
Yeah, which signs to bring. What's that conversation like?
Well, first of all, you figure out who might not be playing.
Okay.
Which sometimes that's why we're listening to the radio, because you'll tell
the injury reports and stuff like that. Yeah.
Because that can get pulled. And then any other pertinent information. Also, it involves if someone's coming back. Because when they come back, I insist on holding up their sign when they come and warm up on our end. And we usually always get a wave or a...
Let me ask you this, though, because I got a question about that, Barb, because there are some players that leave unceremoniously, like where fans are, so if a Buddy Hield or a Marvin Bagley, does it matter, the way they exited?
No.
Still show them love and support when
the whole thing's very positive, isn't it? Everything you do with these signs, it's all about positivity.
Well, the main thing I want them to understand is loyalty and positivity. And I understand it's a business. Sometimes have to leave. That doesn't mean we don't always care about them, wish them the best. love them. And when they come back, it's like, hi, we're glad to see you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And usually we get a smile for that. It's because I think sometimes, especially the first time they come back, it's a little hard for them to come out on that floor in front of all the Kings fans. And what are they going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to be nice? Or are they going to boo? Or what are they going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that, sir?
And say in those books you're just looking at, you'll see lots of pictures of players either waving to us or
Really,
or like you said, showing a heart sign, or sometimes they'll come up and give us a hug, depending on which player is in town that night.
Here's a question for you from Trey on the text line. Can you guys ask Barb what the sign said that got Weber's attention? That sign that started all. What did the Chris Webber sign say?
That was the one about Sports Illustrated.
Oh yeah, I don't remember the exact wordage. It's like number one
in Sports Illustrated.
In Sports Illustrated rankings, or they had some kind of story about and number one in SAC. I don't remember the exact thing. It was just simple. I think we might even had the article like glued onto it.
Right. Gotcha. Obviously, Hall of Fame. There isn't a game that goes by that, we don't see you and everything like that. When it comes to the players, has anyone ever said, can I keep that sign? Do you give it to, or do you have to make another one for them to keep or anything like that?
Well, we have given signs to players without them asking, just
right.
Special ones that we'll make.
Is there a running list?
I do have a list at home of all the people we've made signs for and given away. Because at one point I took a picture of like every sign we had just to see how many, and it was like 500 at the time. And then I had to make a list of, okay, which ones do we not have, but remember giving to people. And it was a big list. It wasn't always just players. It was, other people also, but, I can only think of one player that specifically asked us for a sign. And that was Chris Webber, who wanted to hang them in his restaurant.
Oh, really?
So he wanted 2 of our signs actually, but we said, these are kind of, used and beat up a little. So we went and reproduced them brand new and gave them to him the next time we were there.
Yeah.
So those were prominently displayed above the entrance to the kitchen for quite a while.
Wow.
And then he took them with him when he left.
But
the most recent example of that was when De'Aaron came back at the end of the season. I can't remember the date. Do you? It's late. And of course, I had been listening all day long on the radio about, we're going to boo him. And I'm like, I'm freaking out. Okay. I'm freaking out. This guy has spent how many years on this team? Being an all-star, playing as, what? I mean, I was devastated. So I told him, this cannot happen. So we put together a sign, very clearly, thank you, we love you, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the game, we walked over to his wife, and I had it in my hand, and she said, can I take that? Can I have that? And I was like,
wow.
I almost lost it. So yes, we gave it to her. So there's one of them.
Okay. So De'Aaron and his family have that one.
Yes. She wanted to take it. Yeah.
I thought
they actually have 2.
Yeah.
And he can tell you about the other one because he did the art.
Yeah, because when she took this one, we said, we already gave you the sign, because when Rain was born, we made a special sign saying like baby Rain, baby all-star or something, drew a little fox shooting a hoop.
And you drew it.
Well, okay, I drew it. And we gave it to him after a game. We got to go down and talk to him. De'Aaron was like, man, you drew this on there? And it's like, so took a picture with him and gave it to him. And when I reminded her, we already gave you one sign before, and she goes, yeah, it's hanging on Rain's bedroom wall right now.
Wow. Yeah.
So we felt kind of honored.
So Nico, you're the artistic genius behind some of these signs. Huh?
All the signs.
Wow. Are you formally trained, or are you just you always had an interest in it?
I've always tinkered around drawing.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid, I can draw pretty well. The signs I don't get to really draw too intricate stuff. Sometimes I get to draw some cool logos or something,
Mhm.
but I like the ones where I get to draw things on there.
Right.
But the whole process is kind of a real team effort. It's kind of changed over the years. Even I think we both like go over what we want to say, and that takes the longest amount of time, believe it or not. It's like,
Really?
what should we say exactly? Because
'Cause
one
you
of us
don't-
will throw out an idea, and then
You don't
the
have that
other
much
person-
space, right? It's got to be concise.
That's part two. Is
Yeah.
figure out what to say, and then you go to a board, and we have all these letters from like bulletin board
Yeah.
letters, and we just lay them out and put, oh, we can't say that because that's not going to fit.
Hmm.
So what word could we put instead? And then sometimes the whole thing goes out the window and we start over.
Mm.
So the process can be hours, days, weeks,
Right.
depending on if we like something. But basically, if one of us doesn't like it, we don't do it.
Right. You both got to agree on it. Yeah.
There's only a couple signs that I made because I pitched and she didn't want, and I went, no, I'm making it.
I was going to say, has Barb ever overruled you and said, nope, we got to do this one?
Oh yeah, I think it's gone both ways.
Okay.
But there was two where she was like, no.
You,
And I
you
just-
remember which ones those were, or you don't want to say?
Oh, I know which ones they are. And the fans loved them.
Really?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell 'em.
Yeah, which ones was it?
I was completely wrong. I'm going to admit it.
And then she held them up after that. It's like, okay. The first one was for Sleep Train when it was like towards the end.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so we did a play on the song, Insane in Membrane.
Oh yeah.
So it was Insane in Sleep Train, Insane in the Train, and it had like little graphics.
Oh, okay.
Had cowbells ringing on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
And people really liked that one. And the other one came on something we were watching at home, and Quincy Acey just threw one down on top of somebody, and I screamed, "Acey in your facey!" And I'm like, "Oh, I need to put that on a sign."
Right.
So we blew up his head, put it in the middle, and put "Acey in your facey." And she's like, "No, we're not doing that." And I'm going, "I'm making
You're
it."
like, this is clever. This is amazing.
And people like that one too.
Right. That's funny.
yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah.
Whitey.
Years ago, as you guys may remember, we used to have, when I was doing a morning show here, we had Derek Martin on once a week. And I was just looking through the scrapbooks you brought in. Is it true that Derek Martin had the strongest reaction, or one of the stronger reactions to any sign you've ever made?
I was going to say, how did you know that? But
I
read
just
that
happened
in
to
there.
see it in there. Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, I think it is true. It was, back at Old Arco,
And he didn't play much.
and he didn't play much.
Yeah.
And they were warming up, and she held up I think it said like dazzling. What did it say?
Dazzling Edition.
Driving.
Driving, dazzling, dishing, whatever.
It's all D words, and then
Derek, and
Yeah.
he saw that from. They might even have been on the other side of the court, or maybe it was
I think
ours, but
they
he
were
was about
warming
half
up.
court,
Yeah.
and he literally starts jumping up and down.
Ah.
And pointing like I think at his wife up in the,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
stands, going like look
Yeah.
over there, look over there. And he loved it. It was hilarious. I think that was probably the most animated reaction
Yeah.
we got.
Yeah. Did you guys ever think that this would grow into this? Like when you first started, like what was your mindset when you first started? And then did you have to say, well, hell, we got to do this every game?
Yeah. No, we did not.
Mhm.
It was started mostly because of the position of our seats at Arco. We had gotten those tickets sight unseen.
Mhm.
We just took a chance, and they ended up being just unbelievable and very close to the bench.
Mhm.
So after that episode with Weber, and I said to him, okay, I now realize that because of where we sit, if we need to send a message to one of them or the team as a whole, they're having a rough game, you want to say, don't give up kind of thing.
Mhm.
That's all you have to do.
Mhm.
They're right there,
They see it. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's how it really got going because of that it's not as easy in the new at Golden One. It's not as easy because they pushed us back and they gave us seats. But yeah, now I forgot what we're
Just how it started. And did you expect it to grow like this?
And then, yeah, it became a thing about everybody just was watching and expecting us to do something. And then the next thing that happened is we believe it was Jim Kozamore started calling me sign lady.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't even know it for a while. He was doing it on the air. And
I will text him right now and ask him.
No. And at first I was like, no.
I don't want that. Yeah.
No sign lady. And I finally, after about a whole season of that, I finally gave in and said, okay, because people were walking up to me in grocery stores.
Yeah.
Lots of places besides the arena and getting all excited. Oh, sign lady, I love you. And I finally went, okay, they don't know my name, so I'm going to go with it because that's how they know me.
Yeah.
And all the kids at our school called her King's Lady because she always wore King stuff.
Okay.
She literally brainwashed hundreds of kids over the years to become King's fans.
Great job.
And so she always went with King's Lady. Okay, I'll be King's Lady. And when they start calling her Sign Lady, she's like, no, I'm King's Lady, not Sign Lady. Because there was a sign man at the time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. There definitely
wow.
was. He was up where I used to sit.
He would spin around in circles with the signs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of, he was the opposite end of the court.
Okay.
And she's like, I don't want to, take anything away from him. He's sign man. I'll be King's Lady. But once they started calling her Sign Lady on the air,
right,
it was too late. She embraced it when she saw how many fans actually reacted
when they
positively.
came up to me out in public and said that, I mean, I'm not going to stop and go, no, that's not my name.
right.
Yeah, Barb and Nico Rusk were Sign Lady, and the artist behind the whole thing, Nico, drawing up all these signs. Have you guys ever gotten any reaction from visiting teams or visiting players, or is that just they just don't pay any attention to you? I guess maybe when it's Kings players that come back, but
well, Weber said they'd be on the court because I know on the one interview he said we'd be on the court and Kobe would be like, "Oh man, she must all love you. She's got another side." So
really,
so they were seeing it as well.
Wow.
I don't think so much anymore. I don't think that was a big deal then. Yeah. We don't know.
Sure.
But also wanted to say about that King's Lady comment. That came from Jordan Ford.
Oh, did it?
My number 40 on the list.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Drapes, they have in these scrapbooks of all this memorabilia, they have their ballot from our
from the
last
top 40
summer.
Kings.
Yeah, it's in here.
Really?
And I'm not apologizing for that.
Okay. All right. Jordan Ford. Oh, yeah.
You're going to be on my list.
You taught him. Yeah.
He called me that as a 4-year-old when
King's Lady.
Really?
Yeah. I taught at a school called Oakview. Shout out to all my Oakview students in Orangeville. And his sister was in kindergarten, and he was not in kindergarten yet. He was a preschooler. Mm-hmm. The family came to a picnic, and I noticed him. He did have some King's gear on, came walking up to me, looked up, and said, "You're the King's Lady."
Oh, man.
And I just melted, and I went, well, yeah, I guess I am. So from that point on, he was in the kindergarten the next year, and he and I were like, we couldn't wait to have a minute together because he knew the players. We were talking about it and totally into it. Yeah.
Do you want to hear what Coase has to say?
Yeah, you take what he said.
Coase said, I'm pretty sure I was the one. There was Sign Lady, who was great, and another person who wore a Sign Man shirt, not related to Sign Lady. She was great, though. So Coase thinks he was the first
one
to start calling you out.
We think so, too.
We think so, too. Yeah.
What's it? Tell me about the Hall of Fame when you got word you're going to be in the Hall of Fame out there in Mass. And have you been there and have you seen, what was that like, though, that call?
I'm just total shock because most people probably don't know this, but when I first found out that people were talking about this or trying to nominate me, I'm like going, No.
You just didn't want any part of it.
That
Huh?
shouldn't be me, you know. And I really fought it. And,
I told her to put an entry in, and she's like, "No, I'm not going to do that."
no. I'm not one that likes lots of
Self-promotion and
attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to laugh when you said earlier.
yeah,
That Lon Simmons, I think, said,
yeah.
if you have to
Promote yourself,
promote
you're a
yourself for Hall of
you're not a Hall of Famer. Yeah, yeah.
I laughed because she literally did not do that, and
Uh-huh.
enough people did that ESPN contacted the Kings and said, "We're getting all these nominations for this sign lady
Really?
person.
Yeah.
Can we get her numbered at?" And so they actually contacted us. The Kings said, "Hey, ESPN wants to talk to you," and we're like, "What?" So once that happened, she still was like, and I'm, but she's like, "I don't want to let down Kings fans. If there is so many Kings fans that are putting that nomination out, okay, I'll let them put my name on the ballot."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had to kind of talk me into it.
Yeah. Barb, I'm going to ask you a personal question. If you don't want to answer, I understand. I know you had an illness. I had a illness that was somewhat similar. I'm just wondering how much this, being a part of all this, being such a part of the fan base and the Kings basketball and being such a fan, how much that helped you through your recovery.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And that's an answer to your question about I was not able to go to the ceremony because I was in the middle of radiation treatments, and it was not a good time to just take a trip.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I had to have one every single day for about 6 weeks. Wow. So the Kings very graciously arranged to have it. How did they streamed it?
Yeah, it was a watch party
into the locker room, and they decorated the locker room for me, and it was very thoughtful. And very, I really appreciated it. But I was going through breast cancer treatment. I'd already had the surgery and the chemo, lost my hair, but the fans really picked me up with, when that all happened. And
you were actually at the counter checking in for a test, some kind of scan, when I got a message from ESPN saying she won. She's the top 3, because we are, they went through several phases. It was like a top 25, top 10.
Yeah.
And we literally got the message a minute before she went in for like a follow-up scan. So we thought that was a good sign.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
The fan base and the organization were really great, as far as really helping me. And they had, as far as I know, the first Pink in the Paint night in my honor at Arco, and our daughter went with him because I was at home, and that turned out really nice. I really appreciated that too.
I think that was right after your surgery, so you couldn't go.
I couldn't go.
Yeah.
They tell you got to stay home and don't go. Imagine my oncologist, when I got to the point of the chemotherapy, and I had to point out to him, I like to go to these games, and there's like thousands of people, and he just looks at me like,
Yeah.
Wow.
But he knew he couldn't really stop me. So.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. It was amazing the way all Kings fans gathered together.
They did.
Yeah, they did band it together. It's like, sign lady, you gotta be kidding me. What can we do?
Right.
It was awesome.
And the organization too. Yeah. And that's the stuff you don't hear about too, some of the stuff behind the scenes as well. And I'm gonna give you guys some love, because I know you listen most days, and you heard me struggling with my root canal and had the tooth pulled, and they didn't even give me a bag. And so you guys brought me a little goodie bag here. So I appreciate
giving.
that. Yes.
That's what they do. They give.
Toothbrush. You know what color it had to be. Purple, of course. I got some toothpaste and some floss. And they also knew I did not eat lunch today. So they brought me a protein shake. You know what I mean? So these are the kind of people we have here in studio in Sacramento. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
We were literally getting ready to go out the door when you were talking about that. She was like running around grabbing stuff.
This is awesome, though.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Although I was going to tease you a little, because I had shoulder surgery one year.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Was wearing a pain like ball thing attached to me that was put out pain med at every 15
like
minutes
a drip thing in? Yeah.
Drip. And I still went to the game that night
Why?
because
Yeah.
Chris Webber was calling the game for TNT. And
Ah.
they're like, we have to be there. So
Ah.
last thing I said to my surgeon before I went in, I'm like, I can go to the game tonight, right? And he goes, well, we'll see how you are.
Yeah.
So I wake up. That's the first thing I say. And he's like, yeah, you can go. Just
Wow.
drive you.
Mhm.
So we saw C-Web after the game. And
Yeah.
and he's like, man, you all crazy,
Crazy.
for being here like that.
I will say this: going to a Kings game versus coming in here working with Whitey and Jay, two different things. You know, when I got a hangnail, I'm calling in sick. I don't want to work with these guys, but I get it. Going to a Kings game, I'd do that too.
You guys are so positive and so giving. It's incredible. But I just, I wanted to ask you, we've been Kings fans a long time.
Yeah.
The days of Chris Webber, and forget about, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, but just that era. Wasn't that just so tremendous? Wasn't that just the greatest?
Yeah. Sometimes we sit and something will remind us, or we go through one of these books and see all these photos. There's so many photos of him in here. Almost like, did that really happen?
Yeah.
It was so good. It was almost like, it's too good to be true. It was just magical, that team.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
And all those games. And we got to be on Christmas Day. And
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's such a big deal now. And we did that a long time ago.
Yeah.
We're only allowed it once, though.
Yeah, no. I don't know how we're ever, gonna repeat that.
And maybe we
Recreate that,
won't,
yeah.
It's obviously not going to be repeated. It would have to be really different. But I'm just glad I was there.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of people in Sacramento who feel that way.
Yeah.
Changed the whole vibe of the city.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Really did.
the city was just Kings, Kings, Kings. Everywhere you went was purple, decorated, talking Kings. It was just unbelievable because
And you guys were part of that. Most of us, we saw it, but you guys really were part of the whole experience.
and we hear that a lot from people to this day. They'll come up to her and say, you're a big part of my Kings fan experience.
Mhm.
I grew up seeing you on TV or seeing you when I come to a game. I look for your signs, see what you're doing. Even now, people will tell her that about. Even young people were like, how do you even know who she is?
That is the most common thing that's said to us. Any place in the arena or on the way into the arena, in a restaurant, whatever, it's usually somebody, I'd say between 20 and 30 years old, who will say, I have been watching you since I was a kid.
Wow.
So of course immediately I feel old. But
Right.
But also I just feel like, oh.
Yeah.
And they go, and you were so important to me. And I just want to thank you. And that's the kind of stuff we get now. So we know it's a whole generation too. I'm not sure. But,
And I think that's what kind of keeps you going, making signs. Because
Yeah.
maybe sometimes it's like, maybe we shouldn't do so many now. And then somebody will come right up and say something like that about how much they mean.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I guess we can't
Gotta
stop.
keep it going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Barb, Nico, thank you so much for coming in and for sharing at least a small part of your amazing story. We appreciate it very much.
I hear,
Yeah.
well,
Oh, you want to stay? It's up to you. Yeah. You want to?
We're good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
More with sign.
Yeah.
Man.
Get rid of them. Come on, why?
I
Roll out the
didn't know
welcome
how-
cart.
They got things to do. Back with more Drive Guys on Sactown Sports. Drapes and Whitey and Jay, Drive Guys, and we've got a pretty special duo in studio with us, going down memory lane on the Sacramento Kings with Sign Lady, Barb, Rust, and Nico, who does the artwork on the signs. And they've brought in a lot of scrapbooks with some incredible photos and tickets and autographs. And I just have to ask about a photo I just saw here. It looks like Barb. It looks like Craig Sager is interviewing you in this picture.
yeah, that happened at Summer League. Not quite sure. We went about 3 times. Was that the first
It's
time? we
more than
went?
that.
No. Okay.
That was right after we stayed. So it must have been 2013, summer of 2013.
And we were one of the years we were there, they actually won the Summer League. And I just was holding up this little sign I had for Weber because he had been taking turns calling the game.
I remember him doing that. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And we're waiting for him, and and suddenly it's Brent Berry. And I don't even know. I guess it's because I was holding that up. Craig Sager came up and he said, "Are you a little disappointed that it's not Chris Webber?" And I said, "Yeah, pretty much." And for some reason, he just lost it when I said that. And we were all laughing, but he had a great sense of humor. It was really fun.
What were some of the who are some of the players you've sort of over time developed a personal relationship with, where you became pretty close to them? Just from not even on the court, just off the court as well.
Okay, let's see.
Pull up.
They're all on our list.
Yeah.
One of your top 40 list. Okay.
Yeah. Jason Thompson stands out because he was the longest. Is he still the longest?
Yeah, he did. Most games. Yeah.
He was there for a long time. And talk about a great, durable person. Always
available.
Playing,
Yeah.
never hurt. Really took care of himself, and his parents would come out to see him, and we got to know his parents. So he's a great guy. Francisco Garcia.
Cisco, yeah.
Oh, and I have to mention DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, a lot of pictures with DeMarcus.
I love. Yeah, we love DeMarcus. And by the way, he sent flowers the night that it was announced that I had cancer. He sent flowers to our house. Man, this is the other side.
But that's what, Barb. Sorry to cut you. We need to hear stuff like that.
He's a very this guy's got a big heart. And I've always kind of stuck up for the guys that are getting picked on, and I shouldn't say that. Are getting all the negative stuff.
Yeah,
he got a lot of. Well, yeah, it was. I don't want.
Yeah,
let me.
It's all right. Yeah, we're good.
You're trying to.
We understand. Yeah.
He would give us a hug before every game. He would walk. We always seemed to kind of meet because we would get there real early, and we went through the security entrance, and he was always like coming off the court from an early workout, and we seemed like we always met in the tunnel. And he would even go out of his way if he saw us to come give us a hug and say, "Are you all right? How you doing?" And just in passing. That's just kind of the guy he was.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Aaron has been hanging on to talk to you. Aaron, you're on with Nico and Barb, Sign Lady and Mr. Sign Lady. What do you want to know, Aaron? Aaron?
You mean Darren?
Oh, is it Darren? Okay. My screen says Aaron. I'm sorry, Darren. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Whitey, Gumby, and Jay. My question is,
Gumby. Oh, because of the
guy. Yeah.
Has Sign Lady ever thought about a small whiteboard for in-game
in-game adjustments?
Yes.
Great question, Darren. Thank you. Yeah. How about that?
That would have been a lot easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except it wouldn't have looked very good. We spent 3 to 4 hours on these signs, and he is a definite perfectionist.
Yeah.
Okay, it has to be just right, and I don't think we can't put it together that fast. It would have been nice to change the message, but
yeah. Plus, you want to watch the games, right?
I mean, yeah. And then there's that.
Yeah.
I was asking you, Nico, off air, so I'll peel back the curtain a little bit because I'm sitting here looking at one of the scrapbooks that you brought in for us to view, and I mean, this thing is amazing. It literally is. But the question I have is, who comes up with because the Michaels bill's got to be through the roof at this. The Hobby Lobby credit card has got to be maxed out almost for all the utensils and color and materials that you use. Who comes up with all of that? Is that personally financed?
Yes, it is. It is. We purchase everything needed to make the signs, and that's a kind of a common question we get is like, because people assume the Kings supply us with all the materials, but no, we have to hit Michaels.
A lot of people used to ask us where we had them printed, They thought they were
Oh,
professional.
yeah.
Or they'd say, "Do you own a printing company?"
Yeah. We had all sorts of theories going on.
I took that as a compliment because it's
absolutely.
They think this is printed until they
Right.
see him up close. And it's like, oh, that is hand done.
Yeah.
with a marking pen. Oh,
Yeah.
From-
So are those your sketches of the players in here? Did you do those sketches?
those
No.
are not mine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I've started a couple, but those were done by one of her parents.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Have you guys ever made a sign for a non-returning Kings player but an opposing player?
I think maybe a couple.
Really?
I think Yao Ming was one.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Ooh.
that's a special. Yeah.
Explain that one for me. Why? Yeah.
Because he was the first
Yeah.
Chinese
We were
born
kinda-
player in the
Yeah.
league,
they
so
were
we
honoring
just
him.
made a little-
Yeah.
signed to honor that.
Okay.
That one comes to mind as opposing player. Do you think? I don't know. Is there
Did he
another one?
notice it or give you any reaction that you know?
I don't think so. If he
Mm.
did, he didn't
Yeah.
react to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what Weber told us too, is people see your signs, whether they react to it or not, they see it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. He told us some of the players are too cool.
Uh-huh.
Some are very outwardly, towards thanking us, and some people just kind of glance and
hmm
Mm.
like, I don't want them to know I'm
Don't want to acknowledge you.
really looking at it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, another person I wanted to mention was
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas.
Ah, yes.
Our Isaiah Thomas.
IT.
We actually ran into him in Maui one summer.
Wow.
He was there to do a charity game, and Rudy Gay also was in the game. And we were shopping in Lahaina on Front Street,
Mhm.
and we heard on the radio, "Oh, here's the players that are going to be at the charity game," and they actually said their names, and we just looked at each other
we're
like,
like,
well, we gotta
Isaiah
do
Thomas.
this.
We got to go to that. Huh?
we didn't know it was happening
Yeah.
until we
No.
heard that.
We were so lucky that we heard it, and so of course we're over there getting tickets. We got to get into this game, and
The guy we bought him from was like, we need to see IT. He's a great friend of ours. Not a friend, but
Yeah.
he knows who we are, and he's going to be excited when he sees us. And he's like, how does he know who you are?
Ah.
We're like, well, he knows who we are.
Ah.
So at the game, we were holding up a King's flag, because we didn't have a sign because we didn't know this was happening, but we did bring a flag because we always represent.
Mm.
So we happened to bring that, and Isaiah came out in the warm-up lines, and he looks over and sees us, runs over and
Mm.
gives us a hug. And the organizer of the event was like looking at us like, what? He walks up and he goes, man, he does know you. I'm like,
Yeah.
told you.
So sign lady was stuck without a sign when you needed one.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Well, like you said, we take the flag.
Yeah.
Last
Yeah.
couple trips, we've taken the beam flag and put it out on our balcony.
Mhm.
I love
Do you
it.
really?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, Mark Spears has a sign.
he does.
Really?
I was
Mark Spears has a
yes,
sign?
he has one that says "Cheers to Mark Spears." He was right about the Kings.
How about that?
Ooh, it's a couple years ago.
That
Yeah,
was
he was
because
on our.
At the beginning of the season, he
Yeah.
was saying the Kings are going to make the
Watch
playoffs.
out for the
this year.
Kings. I
Let's
remember
go, Sacramento.
He actually talked about that on NBA Today, right at the end of the episode after we gave it to him. We gave him that sign,
Really?
and he actually brought it up and was like, look
Yeah.
what I got.
Wow. We're going to take a real quick time out here. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Got any comments or questions for Sign Lady and Nico? We'll be back with more Drive Guys coming up. Sactown Sports.
On Sactown Sports.
And in studio with us today, we got Barb and Nico Rust. We got Sign Lady and Sign Man, the guy who does all the signs for. A couple comments for you here on the text line. Justin says, they should have been fully funded by the Kings a long, long time ago. We also have from the 916, love to Barb and Nico. You guys are one of the things that's right with the world and certainly in our community. Thank you. So, yeah, I don't need to tell you, you are beloved. We were just talking a moment ago about, as great as Golden One is, and it's amazing. I think it's better than Chase Center, which is newer. But in terms of just the volume, nothing comes close to the old Arco, right? Arco 2.
It's, not comparable, I think. Just
Really?
the whole ambiance. People think it's loud in the new arena, but trust me, it's nothing like the old Arco 2. or even Arca 1 for that matter. But
Oh, that's yeah.
but boy, you could not hear the person right next to you during the game yelling at
During the game.
during the game.
Yeah.
Right,
It'd be
yeah,
like
right next to you.
you could not discuss anything when
Wow.
when the game was really rocking.
Well, when they just came out to warm up, it started and it just went on from there. Yeah, I think part of it was the wooden floors. We used to stomp on those floors.
Wood everywhere. Yeah.
The sound would just bounce around in there.
What the teams had some highs and lows, but it seems like your support has been unwavering. Talk to me about that. Why, where does that come from? Because I'm out in the streets a lot. I hear the frustration of the fan base. But you guys, got the purple on. You're at the games. You're still doing your thing, making the signs. Where does that come from, you think, bro?
Well, both of us have always been big basketball fans.
Okay.
And we got married in 1985. Shortly thereafter, the Kings came to Sacramento. And we were like, oh my gosh, we have an NBA team. We get to go watch NBA, basketball. And ever since then, we just appreciate that we have that here, that we can drive in 30, 40 minutes and watch a game. And our position's always been, we support our players. That just seems normal to me. There are players, so obviously I want them to know that we are behind them. And as long as the team is here, we had the big scare,
right?
So I think that really made all of us realize this could get pulled out any moment. Also want to mention that we were supporting the Monarchs, and we're at that championship game with our daughters.
I was there too.
Wasn't that amazing?
It was.
Talk about a loud game, and those women, boy, they could play. They were awesome.
That was a good team.
Yeah, I watch WNBA all the time now. Can I mention one more player?
Yes,
of course.
Because this is a great story. Kevin Martin from Zanesville, Ohio, and his family came out one time, I think it was around the holidays, to obviously stay with him and watch him play. And they came up to us when the game was over, and his grandmother was just as cute as she could be. She told us that when they were on the plane, they were talking about, I hope I get to see the sign lady, because and this is where the TV comes in, is that they were watching his signs on TV in Ohio, which really made me realize, wow, this is bigger than we thought. And she was so sweet. She wanted every one of his signs. She took a picture with every one of his signs after the game. But was that the game that we had one? We had just made one that said, special tonight, 48-hour Martinizing.
Minute.
48 minute.
48 minute.
40. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's free.
Yeah.
We thought that was really clever because there's 48 minutes in the game.
Yeah.
48-minute Martinizing. And that's the night he scored 48 minutes.
No way.
My goodness.
And I'm not kidding.
What?
We just made it. And we kind of, when he got to that 48th point, we looked at each other like,
no way.
wow.
We have a picture of him, his dad with the sign.
His dad was there, and he was all excited. He was holding the sign, and that was pretty cool.
You guys, sometimes I think you tap into a higher power, whether you mean to or not. There's something else going on there beyond the signs.
Well, that is kind of the reason that we always try to have something on hand, because we don't know who's going to be the like tonight, Deere, and got 60. You just don't know what's going to happen. So you try to be ready with something, to acknowledge that. But that was pretty fun. And meeting his entire family and finding out that they watch for his signs in Ohio. That really made it.
Yeah, she's like, your son is in the NBA and you want to meet me?
Right.
I did. That's what I said to her. Yeah. The nicest family, though. That's the thing is when you start to get to know them and their family, you realize these are just people
Right.
like everybody else.
And some of them are really young.
Yes.
Yeah.
They, they're far. Some of them are far away from home,
Mm-hmm.
and they just need a little encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
Yeah, I know there's been a lot of upheaval with the roster, and so some of them haven't been here that long. I know you were close to De'Aaron; he's no longer here. Do you have you just kind of some favorites on this team, or you just starting to establish some relationships with anybody on this team?
I'm starting to think, who is on this team?
Yeah, I know they haven't. Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. There's been a lot, like I say, a lot of change.
I listen. I ask him every morning. I get up to have my breakfast. I'm early riser, and he's not. And I go right next. I eat my breakfast at the dining table with 1140 on right behind me.
We appreciate that
because
yeah,
I want to hear whatever's happening.
What's going on?
Tell
Yeah.
me the latest thing. Like this morning, Jason Ross was talking about some stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm always trying to keep up. But yeah, we obviously appreciate DeMontis so much because he's got that nice, great family too. And
yeah,
I love Trey Lyles. I think I mentioned I'm a big Kentucky person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're from Kentucky, I'm already in your.
She picks one out at the beginning of season. That's the guy we want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch their games. I watch their games all winter, and I'll tell them, okay, see that guy right there? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we got De'Aaron.
Yeah.
I was so thrilled when he was drafted. We got DeMarcus, Trey, and
Willie Cauley-Stein?
Monk.
Yeah,
And
Malik
Willie,
Monk,
yeah.
Willie
Yeah.
Cauley-Stein, yeah.
Who also knew us. when
Willie is the only player who's told us anyway that we met him at Summer League at a party. Happened to be my birthday that day. So we got invited to a Kings party at the Wynn. And Willie was there. And someone said, oh, let me introduce you to, and before they could say it, he goes, oh, I know who they are. And we were like, look at each other like, what? And he goes, oh yeah, my mom showed me a story about you guys. You're the ones that make the signs. And we're like,
wow.
oh, wow. He hadn't even played a game for us yet.
Really?
He was a rookie. And we were just blown away by that. And then we showed him a sign we made for him for the Summer League. And he was like talking about the artwork I did on it. He's like, oh, I like the color there. And because he was into like,
he's artistic.
Yeah.
So we were talking about sign making. And so he's, I think, the only player who's actually said, I know you
coming
before.
in. Yeah. Right. But it was
even played
amazing
for
because
us.
we didn't know he was such a big artist
Mm-hmm.
until after he acknowledged, knowing that's what we do. And turns out that's what he does too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Is there because I think we've established that Mr. Refs, you are the artiste and both of you guys combined to come up with a sign. Has there ever been a third party who's worked on a sign, like a daughter? Ooh, he smiled.
Uh-oh.
I think she would not be happy if we didn't mention her.
She did. She helped us with the playoff games when we were putting letters on the back of their. We had, on the front of the sign, it would be about the player, and on the back we had big letters that were going to spell out a message.
Mm-hmm.
This is when we could do stuff like this. We can't do this stuff now. It was 3 rows worth. So there was player sign on one side, and if you flipped it over, it said, "We love our Kings." If everybody did it right.
Uh-huh.
So she was helping us with that. Yeah, she has through the years helped us.
Thanks, Jennifer.
She was raised a Kings fan. She's totally diehard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming in. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging.
Yeah.
And,
Thank you for giving us your show.
Well, absolutely. Just for sharing a small sliver, like I say, of your incredible history. And I know you have the Beam shirt on. Jay and I have talked about this, and I think it was a day when Kyle wasn't here. But the Beam, to me, you talked about how we almost lost a team. To me, every time they light the Beam, it's not just the Kings won. It's a beacon to like the rest of the NBA teams. Like, you don't understand how special basketball is here. To me, it's a symbol for all of us. Like, we still have our team. We almost lost it, and look at that. it's just that glowing statement. And your signs are like that too, I think, for all of us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And true story, neither one of us thought we were leaving through the whole thing. People would say, "Oh,
Really?"
and we literally said, "We're not leaving." And they'll go, "No, it's a done. No, it's not done. We're not leaving." We just literally felt it in our bodies that something's going to happen. They're not going.
See, again, Nico, you guys are tapped into that higher power. I don't know.
And she didn't cry one time through the whole thing until it was announced, like the vote. Remember when the vote happened and everyone said, that's when I look over and I'm like, oh, now she's crying. It's like when it was saying, "Oh, we're staying," that hit her, but we literally, neither one of us thought they were going.
Yeah.
Up to the very end.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we don't see you before, we'll see you at Golden One. Although I guess you'll see them, right? You guys.
See him at Rayleigh's out there. I'm sure I'll bump into you in the produce section. You know, always here.
We're big, and to be like this, and I know, I've had an opportunity to go back and forth with you, Mr. Rest, Mrs. Rest. As someone who grew up in Sacramento, you definitely are a part of who we are. And the reason why I wanted you to come in here is because we're big on this, and I am wholeheartedly about celebrating our community, giving, as we like to say nowadays, give people their flowers. But this is what Sacramento is. This is what the Sacramento Kings community is. As I always say, the Kings Kingdom. And without you two, I know for me as a Kings fan, it wouldn't have meant as much as it has over the years. So I just want to say thank you from me and the Kings Kingdom, no doubt about it.
Yeah, thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah, means a lot.
Could I say one quick story?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Made me think of that. We get fans come up to us all the time and talk Kings, but my favorite reaction, I think, of all time was in Maui. You mentioned Lahaina earlier. We're going out on a boat on Pacific Whale Foundation, and we're members of that organization. So we're right up front because we get to board first. The young lady on the mic is like, when you get on board, take your seat, stay seated until we get outside the harbor. And oh my God, sign lady. And we're like,
no way.
She just stops her introduction and just goes crazy. "You don't understand, people. This woman is famous. This is sign lady." And everyone's looking at her like, "Who is this woman?" So we got to have a nice talk with her on board later, and she turned out she's a Kings fan from Rockland, and just it was probably my favorite because it was just mid-sentence, just bursted out
into the microphone.
Wow. Yep, the power of sign lady. Yeah. Thank you again for coming in. We appreciate it.
We enjoyed it. Hi to Jennifer and Damien.
Absolutely.
Shout outs. Yeah.
Drive Guys will be right back on Sactown Sports.